following video depicts the installation of the MM6125 FR fabric reinforced membrane assembly to horizontal substrates with MM6125 membrane, Flex/F reinforcing fabric, and Hydroflex 30 protection course. Prior to beginning the application of the MM6125 membrane, several things need to be accomplished. All flashing and penetration detailing should be completed in the area where the application of the membrane in the field will take place. This will include any parapets or curbs, pipes, davits, and drains. The substrate must be swept and blown clean of all debris, and any contaminants on the surface of the substrate must be removed. For concrete substrates, surface conditioner should be spray applied in a light application, tanning of the surface of the concrete, not blackening it. The surface conditioner should be allowed to completely dry, which should take no more than about 15 minutes. Start the application of the MM6125 FR membrane along the perimeter, overlapping the MM6125 exposed on the deck from the parapet or curb flashing. The initial coat of MM6125 membrane should be applied at a minimum thickness of 90 mils. In order to achieve this, Hydrotech recommends working in the gridded deck method. Spreading one 5-gallon pail of MM6125 evenly over a grid of approximately 40 to 44 inches by about 18 feet should produce a thickness close to the required 90 mils. The thickness should be checked with a thickness gauge, ideally before the installation of the Flex/F reinforcing fabric, and the length of the grid modified as necessary, longer to reduce the thickness, shorter to increase it. As soon as the initial 90 mil thick coat of MM6125 has been applied, the Flex/F reinforcing fabric should be installed. The fabric may be rolled into the membrane or flown in as shown here. In either case, a clean push broom should be used to set the fabric into the still hot membrane to ensure complete contact and proper wetting or strike-through, and to work out any folds or wrinkles. Subsequent rows of MM6125 and Flex/F should be installed in the same manner, working to the same grid, checking thicknesses, and modifying the grid size as necessary. Each row of membrane assembly should overlap the previous row by at least 3 inches, making sure that MM6125 is applied between all overlaps of Flex/F. While the Flex/F can overlap most flashing details right up to the base of the detail, it is important that in the case of drains, the fabric reinforcing not extend into the area under the drain's clamping ring. It would be best to be sure that the drain flashing is completed with the clamping ring in place before the field application begins. The MM6125 FR membrane assembly is completed by the application of a top coat of MM6125 and a layer of Hydroflex 30 or other approved protection. In order to achieve this, Hydrotech recommends starting with a grid of approximately 40 to 44 inches by about 12 feet. Spreading one 5-gallon pail of MM6125 evenly over this grid should produce a thickness close to the required 125 mils. Again, the thickness should be checked with a thickness gauge, ideally before the installation of the protection course, and the length of the grid modified as necessary, longer to reduce the thickness, shorter to increase it. It is important to remember that all exposed Flex/F must be covered by membrane before the end of each day or with the threat of inclement weather. Once the 125 mil thick top coat of MM6125 has been applied, the protection course should be installed. Hydrotech does not require that the laps of the protection course are sealed with membrane. Doing so or not is left to the preference of the installing contractor.